Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children.
Welcome to Straight Up with Kevin Carter, a retired veteran and decorated police officer with over 17 years experience. Tackling current events, local, state, and federal. Covering today's topics and events with special guests. And now, here's your host, Kevin Carter.
All right. Thank you for joining us today. I have a very special guest today, near and dear to me. Let you introduce yourself.
So my name is Lisa Carter. I am Kevin's wife.
My better half. I've been trying to get her to do this for some time now, and she's been very nervous and apprehensive about it. But today I just kind of cornered her and said, come sit down, because I'm super excited about the message that she has to share with all the folks of Delta County today. She's worked really, really hard on this project. So with that, tell us what you have been working on, Lisa.
Well, myself, along with Marlena Dethridge she's the librarian at the Delta County Public Library. We have been working on getting the Imagination Library brought to the children of Delta County.
What is the Imagination Library?
So Dolly Parton started the Imagination Library in her hometown in Tennessee, really because her father was not able to read or write, and that just made a lasting impact on her as she grew up and as she gained notoriety and became famous and was able to use that success to go back and help benefit her hometown. And it's a program that encourages reading and literacy from birth until the child is 5 years old, which at that time they enter into public schools. So it's really just about introducing children to books, hoping that they learn to love books and have a love of reading.
Being an avid reader myself, I enjoy a good book, not all the time, but very frequently. And one of the most interesting statistics that I've heard over my lifetime is that the average number of books that a person reads after high school is 0.
Yes.
Which is very, very
Yes.
compelling, to say the least. So,
Yeah. And I, as an adult, I went for many, many years and didn't read a book. And really, it wasn't until we moved out here to Cooper, I got a library card thanks to Carol, our near and dear friend, and Carol Lowry, and just really started enjoying just going to the library and checking a book out. It was almost nostalgic for me. And then of course, for me, I find authors that I like. And so I tend to gravitate to those, and then someone recommends a new author. And so you branch out. And, like I said, I was guilty. I was a part of that statistic for a long time.
did you have to learn the Dewey Decimal System all over again?
I could probably even still take a refresher course on the Dewey Decimal System.
Well, I had seen earlier, I know that you and I are big contributors to bringing this to the library. I'd say you and I collectively, because we do have a joint checking account, so that makes it you and I. But this has been your labor of love, so to speak, and
Yes.
We are happy to fund this for the children of Delta County. But I had seen in the post that went out on social media today, there were some people that asked how they could help. So
Yes.
it's not exclusive to Kevin and Lisa Carter.
Oh, absolutely not.
So-
And it is going to take a a community effort. It's going to take those philanthropic individuals, whether that's a business or just a family, an individual that can simply just make a contribution to the Friends of the Delta County Public Library. And of course, it will go for much more than just the Imagination Library. The library has many, many other programs. They have a building that needs to be kept up, and they've got bills and overhead and things that they're responsible for, but they do so many things. And at the end of the day, it's those contributions that keep it going.
Right. The donations, I can tell you, one of the things about being blessed in life is being able to give back to others is probably one of the greatest feelings I can ever achieve.
Yeah.
So what is the cost of the Imagination Library? How does that work?
To the children that we enroll, it's free.
So they don't the kids don't have to pay anything. The parents of the kids don't have to pay anything.
No, the parents or legal guardians, whatever the case may be, the only requirement to enroll a child into the Imagination Library of Delta County, Texas, is that you must be a resident of Delta County, and that's verified by your mailing address and zip code, obviously. And then the age requirement is from birth until the month of the child's 5th birthday. So every month from the time they're enrolled until the month of their 5th birthday, they get a book in the mail at their home address addressed to the child.
That's cool.
And so, my hope is that it doesn't just encourage a love of reading and a love of books for the children. That offers so many teaching moments.
Well, it's an anticipation that child's getting something in the mail.
Sure.
That's theirs.
Yeah.
So how does it, so the books come out on a specific day of the month. So how does that work?
Books are mailed out once a month. And so we want to have as many children enrolled by the 1st of every month as possible. Unfortunately, if you enroll on the 5th of the month, you're going to have to wait until the 1st of the following month to have a book ordered for your child at whatever specific age they are, and then it gets mailed out. So there's going to be some times when there's lag time.
Right.
You have to wait a little bit longer to receive a book.
You might wait 45, 50 days before you get your first book, depending on when you sign up.
Potentially, yes.
The prior month.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's still free.
Yes. To the children and their families, it is free. From the administrative standpoint, because, and the reason I wanted to partner with the library, obviously, it just makes such a great fit. But also, there's some administrative functions that need to happen, and the library already has those things in place. The Friends of the Delta County Public Library is a 501(c), and so through that establishment, we were able to tap into a bulk mailing permit, which really keeps the prices, the cost of the program very low.
Well, that also makes it, if I'm not mistaken, anybody that makes a contribution to the library, being that it's a 501(c), that is a tax-deductible donation.
Absolutely. Yes. And so because the program itself, the administrative cost, the majority of the administrative cost fall back onto the Dollywood Foundation. This is Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. The Delta County Public Library, or the Friends of the Delta County Public Library, are an affiliate of the larger Dollywood Imagination Library.
Right.
So, but for every child that is enrolled, the cost is approximately $2.10 a month.
Per child.
Per month.
That's amazing.
And so that's all it takes to get a book mailed to the home of these children. $2.10 a month.
You can ultimately, I look at it like this: if you change the life of one of those children, it's all been worth it.
Yes.
All of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's children all over the world who never see a book, never have the opportunity to read a book or have a book read to them prior to them entering the public school system.
So, for the people that are listening to this podcast that are not in Delta County, there are ways. This is not just exclusive for here.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's
not.
brand new to Delta County,
Right.
which I'm really excited to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Tag along is what I am, because you did all the work. So, what does somebody do if they want to try to find out if it's where they're at? How do they do that?
I mean, you can simply go to the Imagination Library's website. I don't have it right in front of me, and I should know it by heart. I'm sure it's probably just Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, or just Google it, and I'm sure it'll pop up. They have a search engine on there. You just enter the zip code in which you live, and it will tell you if the Imagination Library is available in your zip code.
In your zip code.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I know Lamar County has one. Is an affiliate of the Imagination Library. I really just looked into it for our granddaughter.
Right.
I'd known about the Imagination Library for a number of years. I don't even remember how I heard about it the first time, but I just always thought, God, what a phenomenal program. I just thought it was so cool. And then after Jade was born, I've been buying the books that I loved reading to Colton when he was young, and books that I remember having as a child. And then I don't know, it just hit me that I was like, every kid needs, the places you can go, or the little engine that could.
Yeah, green eggs and ham.
Yes, yeah. And so, I mean, like I said, the books every month, if you have a 2-year-old in the month of January, they turn 2, they're going to get a specific book. At 2 years and 1 month, they're going to get a specific book. So the books change literally as the child grows and learning abilities increase, and they start getting more verbal and more vocal. The books change every month.
So a 2-year-old's not going to get a 5-year-old's book, or
Correct.
a 4.5-year-old's book.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
It is an age appropriate book.
That's very cool. What are the statistics that they tell you as far as what to expect enrollment wise? What do we even know how many children fall into that range in Delta County? I know it's hard to count, but
It is. So nationwide, my research told me that the age population 0 to 5 years is anywhere from 6 to 7% of your overall population. And so when I started looking at Delta County's population and, the 0 to 5 years old, it's approximately 350 kids, something like that. And in my research and in talking with folks at or with Dollywood's foundation, or the Dollywood Foundation, they've told me no affiliate has 100% participation. It doesn't happen. The really active, more successful affiliates across the world, because this program is worldwide now, it is usually 70-75%. And that's for a very active, established affiliate program.
so at 300 kids, we should be projected to see about 210 kids roughly.
I'm hoping. I think 200 would be phenomenal.
I think that would be.
I mean, obviously, I want every kid to participate in the program, but I know, just again from my research and from talking with the regional director and other folks at the Imagination Library, 100% participation. It's just they've never seen it.
Well, I mean, that's, if it's 200, just using round numbers at $2.25, that's 450 bucks.
Hmm.
That's, 450 bucks of the best money you could ever spend, in
I
my
think
opinion.
so.
And I want to challenge anybody that is hearing this podcast, even if you can't donate to the library to help this project, share this podcast with somebody else that can.
Absolutely.
And at least help get the word out. I would love to see, um, I'd love to see as close to the 100% mark as we could possibly get, just because they haven't seen it happen,
Hmm.
but they don't know us in Delta County.
Right. Well, and again, when we moved here, our children are not of school age. I mean, Lord, we're grandparents. So I've never had a child enrolled in the Cooper ISD, or even, Fannondale ISD is, I believe a portion of that is in Delta County.
Mhm.
So, I don't have the ends at the school, but, again, Marlena at the library, I mean, Marlena was a school teacher.
Right.
Um, so many people that we do know are somehow affiliated with the school district,
Right.
whether that's teaching, coaching, a parent, whatever the situation may be. The churches in our community. How many churches do we have in our community?
I believe last time I counted was 33 churches in Delta County.
Yes. And I can't imagine that there's not children in those churches.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, my plan is reach out to the schools, reach out to the churches, reach out to the daycares, and just simple word of mouth, people talking with people. I mean, again, our zip codes go all the way out to, Enloe and Ben Franklin and Klondike and Lake Creek. And so there's no reason why every child should not be enrolled in this program.
Well, I know Delta County, growing up here, it has always been a community that will come together like no other. Living in Charleston, we see it firsthand down there with the slab and what they've been able to do with the Logan Lair Scholarship and what they've been able to do for benefits for people in the community that are in need and things like that. And that's one thing that I'm extremely proud of being from here, is how well this community rallies together to help one another. And for us to be able to give back, I mean, I graduated from school here in 1984, but this is home. So being able to come home and give back and to be a part of something like this is just amazing. So I really want to ask anybody that is hearing this podcast, please just either, if you can't give, I get it. I understand times are tight for a lot of people, but it only takes a second to hit share on social media, or even word of mouth, like you said. Some people call that a rumor, but I call it, word of mouth.
Yeah.
So, get the word out. Is there a specific website for Delta County that you need to give out?
So, oh my goodness, we're such a new affiliate. I mean, we literally just found out about this on Friday, and here it is Tuesday. I have not even had a chance to speak with Marlena about, potentially doing a Facebook page just for the Imagination Library, putting links to registration. Parents can go online and register their own children. Again, this is so new. I don't even know how to tell you to do that.
They can register through the main Imagination Library website, though.
I would imagine, yes. If you go on there and just, search for Delta County, Texas, it's so simple. I used 2 kiddos that are near and dear to our hearts to practice and do registration for the 2 of them. It's so simple. It is literally entering the child's name, their date of birth, parent 1 and an address, parent 2 and an address. There's an email, and submit. I mean, it's just, it's so simple.
Yeah.
It's so simple. And so, and if for some reason you don't have access to a computer, reach out to the library, go to the library, reach out to me on social media. It's just so simple. There's no reason why.
If you have an issue with it, the email for the podcast is straight up kevincarter@gmail.com. And if you email me, I will make sure and get you the link. Lisa is on social media. I am on social media, multiple places. And if you have, like I said, if you have any questions or any issues getting signed up, swing by the library. I'm sure Marlena will be happy to walk you through it.
Yes.
And I'm super pumped for you because I know this has been something that's really near and dear to you. So
thank you
for sitting down with me today. Being wrangled in here, she didn't want to come. I had to force her in here, but she was afraid she was going to stammer and stutter and all that. But I think you did an outstanding job. You might have found your next calling.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. Just being the worker bee.
Well, I'm super excited about it. Imagination Library for Delta County through the Friends of the Delta County Library. Mm-hmm. Again, if you have any issues finding it, send me an email at straightupkevincarter@gmail.com or go by the library here in Cooper and we can get you signed up. And anything you want to add before we go?
No, I'm good. I just really want to get the word out to the families that have the kiddos in this age range.
Awesome.
So thank you, honey. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you. Until next time.
The last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Straight Up with Kevin Carter. For questions or comments, contact us at straightupkevincarter@gmail.com. Until next time.